The world of luxury cars is filled with extravagance, exclusivity, and jaw-dropping opulence, but what often goes unnoticed is where these multi-million-dollar vehicles are stored when they are not cruising down the boulevard, and that brings us to one of the most fascinating and equally extravagant aspects of luxury ownership: the most expensive parking garages for luxury cars. Places where the storage itself can cost as much as an average home and where parking is treated not just as a necessity but as a statement of prestige, safety, and sophistication. So imagine driving up in your Bugatti Chiron, Lamborghini Aventador, or Rolls-Royce Phantom and not simply leaving it in an ordinary underground lot but instead placing it in a facility designed with architectural brilliance, cutting-edge technology, private security teams, climate-controlled interiors, and even on-demand concierge services. And this world is where the elite spend staggering sums for a peace of mind and a showcase of their wealth. In New York City, for example, there are garages in Manhattan that charge millions for a permanent spot, with some of the most exclusive luxury developments offering parking as an additional purchase alongside penthouses, meaning a person who buys a $30 million residence can expect to spend anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million or more just for a single spot in the building's garage. And these are not just concrete slabs of space but carefully engineered automotive lounges with marble flooring, fingerprint access, and even in some cases direct elevators that allow you to drive your car into the building and have it lifted right up to your apartment. So for a collector or a billionaire living in such places, the garage itself is a piece of real estate as valuable as the home. Moving across the world to London, parking is equally outrageous, with certain neighborhoods in Knightsbridge, Mayfair, and Chelsea having spots sold for prices upwards of £400,000, and in one notorious case, a single underground parking bay near Harrods was sold for more than £500,000, making it one of the most expensive spaces ever purchased. And what drives these values up is scarcity, exclusivity, and the guarantee of ultimate security for cars worth millions. Because when your McLaren, Speedtail, or Ferrari Monza SP2 needs a home, you can't just leave it in a street-side bay where it risks damage or theft. Instead, you demand the best, and the elite parking garages answer that call with 24/7 guards, bulletproof doors, surveillance systems, and valet services where the staff are trained specifically to handle supercars. In Asia, Hong Kong takes the crown for some of the most expensive parking ever recorded, where a single spot in a luxury residential tower was sold for more than $1.3 million, a figure that shocked the world but made sense when considering the city's limited land, sky-high property values, and the fact that for the wealthy elite, securing a safe spot near their residence for their Pagani Huayra or Aston Martin Valkyrie is worth any amount of money. So here parking is not just about convenience, but about prestige and power, because owning the most expensive spot in the world's most competitive property market becomes a status symbol on its own. Then there are ultra-modern, high-tech garages in places like Singapore, Dubai, and Miami, where innovation is just as important as luxury, with robotic car storage systems that lift, rotate, and tuck away your vehicle in mechanized bays, ensuring that not even a fingerprint touches the paint, while also optimizing space and guaranteeing top-tier security. And these facilities often look more like futuristic museums than garages, with glass enclosures where cars are displayed like works of art, complete with designer lighting, climate control that preserves leather interiors and paint finishes, and access restricted only to the owner through biometric verification. In Dubai, where luxury is a lifestyle, entire towers such as the introduced car elevators that allow residents to drive into a lift and have their car transported up to their apartment's private sky garage, meaning you can literally sit in your living room with your Lamborghini Huracan parked right next to your sofa behind a glass wall. And for the ultra-rich, this seamless blend of home and car culture is worth tens of millions, creating one of the most unique and expensive parking experiences in the world. Miami follows a similar trend with luxury towers like the Bentley Residences, which feature private elevators that let residents showcase their cars in high-rise apartments as if they are part of the interior design. And when you consider that residents here are often owners of rare hypercars like Koenigsegg Jesko, Bugatti Divo, or limited edition Lamborghinis, the cost of the parking is not seen as absurd but rather as a necessary extension of their lifestyle. Beyond the individual apartments, some garages themselves have become cultural icons, such as the Vault in Abu Dhabi, which is designed exclusively for collectors and supercar enthusiasts, offering museum-quality storage with lounge areas, private event spaces, and even customization workshops. And entry here requires not only money but a certain status in the automotive world, making it as much a social club as a garage. Similarly, in Los Angeles, Beverly Hills and Hollywood feature garages that double as private clubs where celebrities and millionaires can leave their cars in safe storage while enjoying exclusive services like detailing, maintenance, and even secure transport for their vehicles when needed. One could argue that these garages are no longer about simple storage but about redefining the relationship between man and machine, turning parking into a luxury experience and a mark of social distinction, because while ordinary people may pay $100 to $300 a month for a spot in a city, the wealthy elite are willing to pay millions for a location that guarantees safety, convenience, and prestige. The irony, of course, is that the value of these garages often surpasses the cost of the average person's lifetime of car ownership, but in the world of luxury this disparity is the very point, because exclusivity requires barriers to entry, and price is the ultimate filter, meaning only the wealthiest and most dedicated car lovers can partake in such opulence. As more cities become crowded and as real estate continues to climb in value, the concept of ultra-expensive parking is only going to expand, with developers now designing garages that are architectural marvels on their own, such as those with glass facades that make parked cars visible as part of the building's aesthetic, or underground complexes that are built like military bunkers with earthquake resistance, AI-driven security, and even private tunnels for discreet arrivals and departures. In Tokyo, some garages offer capsule-like pods for cars where owners can access their vehicles with an app, and in Monaco, the playground of billionaires, parking structures have been integrated into luxury yachts and resorts, making them extensions of a lavish lifestyle. At the end of the day, the most expensive parking garages for luxury cars are not just about where the car sleeps but about how the car lives when it is not on the road, and for owners of the most exotic machines in the world, this is not an optional expense but an essential one, because when your car is worth $10 million, $20 million, or more, parking it in $1 million garage feels like the natural balance of the equation. So whether it is New York's golden garages, London's exclusive undergrounds, Hong Kong's record-breaking spots, Dubai's futuristic towers, or Miami's high-rise sky garages, these marvels of real estate and engineering continue to push the boundary of what it means to own a car, reminding us that in the world of the ultra-wealthy, luxury does not stop at the driveway, it begins where the car is parked.